You open their message again, knowing it ends the same. The screen glows, your chest tightens. The words haven't changed, but you scroll anyway, searching for a reason that isn't there. Each tap is a step deeper into pain. A ritual you repeat, thinking it holds meaning. It doesn't. You're not finding answers. You're carving loss into your own system, silently. What if the need to understand is the trap itself? You think knowing why they left will free you. But does it? Or does each question pull you further from presence, chaining you to a moment that no longer exists? This isn't healing, it's erosion. Every glance at their profile, every unsent reply, it's not closure. It's a loop, a quiet one, the kind that hollows you out while you still function. You work, you smile, you answer, fine, but the weight stays, invisible, growing, stealing your breath, one check at a time. Marcus Aurelius said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." The words cut. They don't comfort. They demand, you see. Attachment isn't loyalty. It's a choice you make to carry a burden that was never yours. When you cling, are you holding them? Or just the shame of being left? Look closer. The urge to check, to explain, to hope. It's not love. It's reaction. A reflex you've trained. One you can unlearn if you stop now. The rules ahead don't promise peace. They cut deeper. Into the habits that bind you. Into the pain you choose when you don't have to. Detachment starts here, in the silence you're afraid to face. You think holding their memory keeps them close. Each thought, a tether. Each recall, a claim to what was. You tell yourself, it's loyalty, it's love, it's proof you mattered. But pause, look closer. What does it keep? Not them, not truth, only pain. Looping silently, draining what's left of your presence. If you let go, what's lost? Nothing real. The past doesn't hold you. You hold it and call it meaning. But meaning isn't there. It's in the breath you're not taking. In the stillness you're avoiding. Clinging feels like control. It's not. It's surrender to a story that's already ended. Detachment isn't erasure. It's clarity. You think you need their shadow to feel whole. But what if the shadow is the weight? Let it fall and see what stands. Rule 1. The trap of clinging. You hold the phone, fingers hovering over their name. The urge to text, to check, to see if they're still there. It's not a choice. It's a reflex. Clinging. You tell yourself it's just one message, one glance, one moment to feel connected again. But each tap, each scroll, it's not connection. It's a chain. You're not reaching them. You're binding yourself to a shadow that doesn't answer. Look at the pattern. You send a message, no reply. You check their profile, no change. You wait, and the silence grows heavier. The mind spins. Why didn't they respond? What did you miss? You think you're solving something, finding closure. You're not. You're feeding loss. Each action, a cut deeper into your own presence. The cost isn't just time. It's the quiet theft of your ability to stand alone, unnoticed, until the weight feels normal. Epictetus said, "You are not disturbed by things, but by the views you take of them." Clinging isn't love. It's a view, a distortion. You see their absence as proof of your worth, or lack of it. You see their silence as a puzzle you must solve. It's not. Their silence is just silence. Your reaction, that's the trap. You've trained yourself to carry this burden, to call it loyalty. It's not. It's surrender to a story that's already ended. To break this, don't chase. Don't explain. Don't wait. Pause. feel the urge rise, the pull to check, to know. Let it sit. Don't act. Observe it like a signal, not a command. Turn the screen off. Breathe. Slow, deliberate. The impulse will fade. Not because you're weak, but because you're choosing. Each time you refrain, you loosen the chain. You build a new reflex. One that doesn't bleed. This isn't about forgetting them. It's about remembering you. Clinging steals your ground. Detachment gives it back. Start small. One moment, one choice. Not texting, not checking, not holding on. That's where the shift begins. You don't owe anything. The cut of clinging runs deep, but it's not the only trap. Another lies in the mind's endless spiral, where thoughts become chains of their own. Rule 2. The weight of overthinking. The mind is a maze, and you're lost in it. Their last words, their final look. You replay them, again and again. Each loop, a search for meaning. Why did they leave? What could you have said? Overthinking feels like control, like you're piecing together a truth that will set you free. It's not. It's a weight, heavy, silent, pulling you deeper into a void you can't name. Every thought builds the chain. You imagine their reasons, their life, without you. You craft stories, explanations, as if understanding will erase the pain. It doesn't. The more you think, the more you sink. Numbness creeps in, not because you're healing, but because you're exhausting your own presence. You're not solving their absence. You're erasing yourself, one question at a time. Picture a river, endless, rushing. Your thoughts are the current, dragging you under. You fight to stay afloat, to find solid ground. But the river doesn't stop, and neither do you. Overthinking is that current. It's not truth. It's motion, mindless, relentless. The Stoics knew this. They saw the mind as a tool, not a master. You don't have to drown. To break free, pause. When the urge to replay rises, stop. Feel the thought. Don't chase it. It's a signal, not a path. Breathe. Slow, deliberate. Let the thought pass. Like a cloud, not a command. Turn your focus to your hands, your breath, the room. Ground yourself, not in their story, but in this moment. Each pause, a cut through the maze. Each breath, a step towards stillness. Seneca wrote, "We suffer more in imagination than in reality." The mind builds prisons, but you hold the key. Overthinking isn't insight, it's a habit, one you can unlearn. Choose the pause, not the spiral. Choose the breath, not the weight. Pain doesn't mean truth. A shadow moves across the mind, a whisper of what was. You don't have to follow it, but the urge to explain, to justify, it pulls harder. Rule 3. The error of explaining. The voice inside, it whispers. Why did they leave? What did I do? You sit alone, crafting answers. There's silence, a question you must solve. You build a case, for them, for you. Explaining, it feels like clarity. Like if you find the reason, the pain will stop. It won't. The voice isn't seeking truth. It's digging a wound, deeper, quieter, until rejection feels like your name. You tell yourself, if you understand, you'll be free. So you replay their words, their absence, searching for a flaw. Yours, theirs. You justify their distance or your own worth. Each explanation, a brick in a wall, not to protect, but to trap. The more you explain, the more you lose. Not them, you. Your center, your breath, your ability to stand without their shadow. Rejection isn't a puzzle. It's just a fact, one you don't have to carry. The Stoics saw this. They knew the mind loves stories. But stories aren't truth. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." Their silence isn't your story. Your need to explain. That's the error. You're not solving their absence. You're chaining yourself to a question with no answer. Stop. When the voice rises, don't answer. Say less, even to yourself. Feel the urge to justify, to understand. Let it sit, unaddressed. Breathe, slow, deliberate. Their reasons, their choices, they're not yours to carry. Observe the thought, don't feed it. Say nothing. Not to them, not in your head. Each silence, a cut through the need. Each pause, a step toward presence. This isn't about ignoring pain. It's about not giving it a voice. Explaining keeps you tethered. Silence sets you free. Silence isn't surrender. A pause, a breath. The mind quiets, but the pull returns. Not to explain, but to chase. To run after what's already gone. Rule 4. The cycle of chasing. You open the app. Their name glows. Not a message, just a trace. A story. A post. You click, heart racing. Hoping for a sign. Chasing. It's not just the screen. It's the thought. The pull. To know. To feel them again. You tell yourself, one look will be enough. It never is. The cycle turns. You chase. You find nothing. You hurt. You chase again. The pattern is clear. You seek. They fade. You run. Pain follows. You deny the ache. Call it curiosity. Call it care. It's not. It's a loop. Silent. Relentless. Each step steals your presence. Your ground. You think you're closing the gap. But the gap isn't them. It's you losing yourself. One futile reach at a time. The cost is loss, not of them, but of your own stillness. Eroded, unnoticed. Seneca said, "You must change the way you look at things, or you will never be free." Chasing isn't connection. It's a reflex, a need to fill a void that isn't theirs to fill. You run, thinking you'll catch meaning. You won't. Meaning isn't out there, in their silence, in their absence. It's here, in the breath you're ignoring. Break the cycle. Step back. Feel the urge to chase, to check, to know. Don't move. Observe it, like a wave. Not a command. Not checking. Not running. That's the cut. Turn away. Not from them, but from the loop. Breath. Slow. Deliberate. Ground yourself in this moment. Not their shadow. Each refusal, a crack in the cycle. Each pause, a reclaiming of your own weight. This isn't about stopping care. It's about stopping the chase. You don't need their light to see your own. Let go isn't weakness. A shadow lingers, not of them, but of you. A dialogue, imagined, between the one who chases and the one who stands still. Weak self, I need to know they're okay. Stoic self, you need to know you are. Weak self, but what if they come back? Stoic self, stillness waits for no one, not even you. The chase fades, but another trap waits, not in pursuit, but in hiding, where pain is buried and grows. Rule 5. The fault of suppressing. You clench your jaw, swallow the ache. Their name comes up, a memory, a sting. You push it down, suppressing. You tell yourself, it's strength. Don't feel, don't show, don't break. You work harder, smile wider, move faster. The pain stays, buried, but not gone. It festers, quiet, invisible, carving a hollow you can't see. The reflex is automatic. A thought rises, you shove it away. A tear starts, you blink it back. You think you're winning, controlling the hurt. You're not. Each push, a deeper cut. Not into them, into you. Suppressing doesn't erase pain, it plants it. In your chest, your breath, your sleep. The cost isn't just the moment, it's the slow theft of your center. Your ability to feel without fear, stolen, one denial at a time. Epictetus said, "What need is there to weep over parts of life? The whole of it calls for tears." Pain isn't the enemy. Hiding it, that's the fault. You think suppressing protects you, to keeps you whole. It doesn't. It builds a cage, one you lock yourself in, calling it discipline. It's not. It's avoidance, a refusal to face what's already there, to stop, sit with it, feel the ache, don't run, notice the thought, don't bury it, breathe, slow, through the weight, not to fix it, but to see it. Pain is a signal, not a sentence. Observe it, without judgment, without force. Let it rise, let it pass. Not hiding, not fighting. That's the shift. Each moment you face a crack in the cage, each breath a reclaiming of your presence. This isn't about dwelling, it's about existing with what is. Suppressing buries you, facing pain sets you free. Stillness is enough. The cage cracks, light seeps in, but another pull waits, not to hide, but to hope blindly for what's already gone. Rule 6. The pull of hoping blindly, a flicker in the dark, a thought. They might return, they might explain. You hold it tight, like a spark that could light the void. Hoping blindly, you tell yourself, it's not much, just a wish, a maybe, a chance. But each hope, a thread, weaving a net, not to catch them, but to trap you in a cycle of waiting, silent, endless. The pattern repeats. You imagine their voice, their regret. You see a future where the pain lifts, where their absence makes sense. You wait for a message, a sign, a reason. Each moment of hope, a delay, not of truth, but of your own presence. Emptiness grows, not because they're gone, but because you're holding a shadow, calling it light. The cost is your ground, your breath, stolen by a dream that isn't yours. Seneca said, "You must let go of the life you planned to accept the one that is waiting." Hoping blindly isn't faith, it's denial, a refusal to see what is. You think hope keeps you alive, keeps you connected. It doesn't. It's a weight, pulling you from the moment, from the stillness that holds your strength. To break this, release. Feel the hope rise, the wish for their return. Don't feed it. Observe it like a breeze, not a chain. Breathe, slow, deliberate. Let the thought pass, not because it's wrong, but because it's not yours to carry. Not waiting, not dreaming. That's the cut. Ground yourself in this second, not their maybe. Each release, a crack in the net. Each breath, a step towards clarity. This isn't about giving up. It's about waking up. Hope binds you to what's gone, Letting go opens what's here. The void is where it clears. A spark fades, the air stills, but another trap hums, not in hope, but in pleasing, where you bend to be enough. Rule 7. The lie of pleasing. A cage, not of iron, but of need. You shape your words, your actions, to fit their gaze. Pleasing. You tell yourself, it's care. If you're enough, if you're better, they'll stay. You bend, you shift, you soften. Each effort, a brick, building a wall, not around them, but around you, locking you in shame, silent, heavy. The reflex is subtle. You smile when it hurts, agree when you don't, hide your pain to keep their peace. You think pleasing holds them close, proves your worth. It doesn't. Each compromise, a fracture, not in them, in you. Your voice, your center, your truth, they fade, replaced by a mask you wear, hoping it's enough. Shame grows, not because you failed, but because you traded yourself for their shadow. Picture a mirror, cracked, reflecting a face you don't know. Pleasing is that crack, splitting your presence. The Stoics saw through this. They knew the only approval that matters is your own. Marcus Aurelius said, "It never ceases to amaze me. We all love ourselves, yet value others' opinions more. Pleasing isn't love. It's a lie, a bargain where you lose, every time." To escape, hold the line. Feel the urge to bend, to please, to be what they want. Stop, breathe, slow, steady. Observe the impulse. Don't follow it. Say less, not to hide, but to stand. Your worth isn't their nod, their stay, their smile. It's your breath, your ground, your refusal to break. Not pleasing, not bending. That's the cut. Each stand, a crack in the cage. Truth, a step toward stillness. This isn't about defiance, it's about dignity. Pleasing traps you in a lie you don't need. Standing whole sets you free. You can end without drama. The mirror clears, the cage fades. A moment of truth. Seneca once wrote, "The greatest wealth is a poverty of desires." To need nothing from their gaze, that's the edge. But another pull waits, not to please, but to react, where instinct drives and you lose. Rule 8. The habit of reacting. The phone buzzes. Their name. Or maybe just a memory. A flash. Your heart jumps. Fingers twitch. Why now? What do they want? The voice inside. It demands. Answer. Check. Respond. Reacting. It feels like instinct. Like you must. You tell yourself, it's just a moment. Just one reply. It's not. It's a habit. A spark that burns. Pulling you from center into chows. Silent. Swift. The cycle is instant. A thought. A sting. You move. You type. Delete. Type again. You check their words. Their absence. Seeking control. Each reaction. A surrender. Not to them. To the impulse. You think you're choosing. You're not. You're driven by pain. By loss. By the need to know. The cost isn't the message. It's your presence. Fractured. Stolen. One reflex at a time. You lose. Not them, but your ground. Your breath. Your quiet. The Stoics knew this. Instinct isn't truth. It's noise. Epictetus said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." Reacting isn't power. It's a leash. One you tie yourself. You think you need to respond, to feel, to act. You don't. The urge. It's just a signal, not a master. To break this, refrain. Feel the spark, the pull to react, to answer, to chase. Stop. Breath. Slow. Deliberate. Observe the urge. Don't obey it. Not texting, not checking, not moving. That's the cut. Ground yourself in the pause, not the noise. Each refusal, a crack in the habit. Each silence, a reclaiming of your stillness. This isn't about ignoring, it's about owning. Reacting gives your power away. Pausing keeps it yours. Not doing is power too. The spark dies, the air clears, but another trap hums. Not in reaction, but in illusion, where attachment pretends to be truth. Rule 9. The illusion of attachment. Their name, a weight in your chest. You carry it like a truth. Their presence, their absence, it defines you. Attachment. You tell yourself, they're part of you. To lose them is to lose yourself. You hold tight to memories, to hopes, to what was. Each grip, a vow, to keep them close. But it's not them you hold. It's an illusion, a shadow, binding you to fear, silent, deep. The reflex is clear. You see their face in a song, a place, a moment. You cling, thinking it keeps you whole. It doesn't. Each memory, a tether, pulling you from presence. You think attachment is love, loyalty, meaning. It's not. It's a trap, a belief that your worth, your ground, lies in their hands. Fear grows, not of losing them, but of facing yourself, alone, without their mirror. Seneca said, "We are more often frightened than hurt, and we suffer more from imagination than reality." Attachment isn't connection. It's a story, one you tell yourself, to avoid the void. You think you need them to feel, to be. You don't. The illusion lies in the weight you give their shadow over your own breath. To break this, detach. Feel the pull, the need to hold, to remember. Pause. Observe it, like a cloud, not a chain. Breath, slow, steady. Not clinging, not carrying. That's the cut. Let their shadow pass. Not because they're gone, but because you're here. Ground yourself in this moment, not their myth. Each release, a crack in the illusion. Each silence, a reclaiming of your center. This isn't about erasure, it's about truth. Attachment blinds you to what you already are. Detachment lets you see. Detachment is a form of respect. A truth settles. Heavy, clear. 4 out of 5 people revisit old wounds, not to heal, but to stay bound. The cycle runs, unseen, until you choose to stop. But one last loop remains, not in holding, but in denying, where truth is buried and isolation grows. Rule 10. The loop of denying. The truth stings. They're gone. You look away. It's fine, you say. I'm over it. Denying. You move through days, work, routines, a mask of calm. The pain, you tell yourself, it's small, it's past, it's nothing. But at night, alone, it creeps. A thought, a memory, A crack. You push it down. Again. And the cycle turns. Silent. Endless. The pattern is a shadow. You avoid their name, their places, their songs. You fill the hours with noise, with tasks, with anything but truth. Dennying feels like freedom, like you've won. You haven't. Each dodge, a deeper root. Isolation grows, not from their absence, but from your refusal to see. The cost isn't the pain, it's your presence, your breath, your ground, hollowed one lie at a time. Epictetus said, "You become what you give your attention to." Dennying isn't strength. It's a loop, a choice to ignore what's real. You think you're sparing yourself, escaping the hurt. You're not. You're building a prison where truth waits, and you're the only key. To break this, observe, feel the urge to deny, to say it doesn't hurt. Stop, breathe, slow, steady. Sit with it, not to dwell, but to see. The pain, it's there, it's real. It's not your enemy, not hiding, not running. That's the cut. Face the truth, their absence, your apology. Let it be without a story. Each moment you see a crack in the loop. Each silence, a reclaiming of your center. This isn't about embracing pain. It's about ending the lie. Denning traps you in a shadow you don't need. Truth clears the way. Pain doesn't mean truth. The screen goes dark. Their name fades. A room, silent, holds only the sound of your breath. Nothing moves. Nothing calls. Just you. Here. Now. A message unsent. A profile unchecked. A moment not chased. The weight lifts. Not gone, but lighter. A pause where pain once pulled. You didn't react, didn't run, didn't explain. That stillness, what is it? A surrender or a stand? Look closer. The quiet, it's not empty. It's presence, a choice, heavier than words, stronger than their shadow. No answers wait, no closure comes. Only this, your breath, your ground, your truth. Detachment isn't loss, it's seeing what was always yours. Stillness is a choice heavier than words.